Imagine if we actually did ASMR.
I think we should have an episode where we do ASMR just for like the first 5 minutes.
I'm kind of down. I'll do our intro like this. Hello and welcome to the I'm Peaking Podcast, episode 3. We're your hosts. I'm Devin.
I'm Mickie.
I'm Nand.
I'm Brinda.
Thank you for joining us again for another episode. These have been really fun.
Yes.
They have been. Brin, so how was Illfest? Just got off a plane like 5 hours ago, didn't you?
I did just got off a plane, but I fell in love. Ooh. I think I'm in love. Okay, no, that's a
How many times? How many times did you fall?
Yeah,
in love?
she says this at every festival, by the way.
So many times. Okay, but I think it was more at the after party. When I went to the after party the first night, I was picking and choosing. I kept talking to everyone I wanted to talk to. I was like, he's cute, she's cute.
Damn, when you have options.
Oh, yeah. And then, well, they got mad at me because when I finally picked one guy, I was like, okay, I'm going to stick with him. He had a pashmina on his head. And then, like, I see all these people around me. They brought me drinks. So they're like, oh, like, I just bought you a water. And I was like, oh, I'm okay. But my friend, like, she's thirsty. Like, you could give it to her or something like that. But overall, it was fun. After party was dope. We thought we were going to do the second after party, but we have the flight at 6 a.m. So we did not do the after
It was
party.
a second after party.
It's 3 p.m. now.
I know. No, I know. But overall, the festival was pretty lit. It was a good experience. It felt like kind of like a bootleg Burning Man. I don't mean to like hate on Illfest, but it's because it was more about the artwork. Like they had a bunch of like artists that were painting during the festival.
Shit.
Yeah, right. So like we were able to take photos with like fresh artwork. And like the stages were laid out where it was like, let's say a square. There's 4 stages, one on each corner, and then like, in the center is where all the art pieces were at.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was a pretty like
Dope.
different environment.
it's more. Would you say it's more of an arts festival over a music festival then?
It's a good mixture of both for sure because the art was literally, it's just like they have no decoration besides the art. There's not really much lights. Like I was thinking, like, where the fuck are the lights? I brought the Rave Essentials fan, and it's, by the way, it's a fan that fucking lights up.
Shout out
pretty
Rave
lit.
Essentials.
No, literally,
Rave Essentials.
like, but that
First
like,
of its kind.
It came in clutch because for festivals that don't have lights, I was giving myself a light show. I swear to God, I was like, where the hell are the lights? And I turned on the light, and I was like, oh.
Was it an indoor or outdoor festival?
It was outdoor.
Outdoor?
Yeah.
Like forest or like open ground? Like
dirt.
desert.
Like dirt?
Like tarantula on the floor dirt. Like I was laying down and tarantula almost fucking bit me. And Holly was like, am I tripping? The floor is moving. And I was like, probably you're tripping. And she was like, no, like the floor is moving. And I'm like, dude, then like, do you want me to like give you a light show? Like what? And then like, she's like, no, let me see your phone. Like, let me see your light. And I was like, okay. Like I thought she was going to use it for something. And then like she goes on the floor, she records and there's a fucking tarantula that was right next to me. And then like, we're just sitting on the floor. And I was like, in my head, I was like, why is no one sitting on the floor? Like, the grass is so nice. It's because we're dumb bitches from LA and we don't know that tarantulas are on the floor.
Give the tarantula light show.
Yeah. So poor,
eyes like,
poor dude was probably
got
scared.
two of its legs going.
No, yeah.
You know how they do that when they like are about to text you? They're like, ah.
But yeah, overall, pretty dope experience. Lineup was dope. Met some pretty cool people. Networked a lot. So it was worth
Nice.
going out there for sure.
How is it different from fests in California?
The way people dress for sure. It's more toned down because there was a couple people that were also there from LA and you could tell that we weren't from the area and people were honestly surprised that we're from LA. Like they're like, where are you from? And I was like, from LA. And they're like, what are you doing out here in Texas? I'm like, why not? And then they were like, well, I mean, like you traveled out here just for this festival? I was like, yeah, like we were invited. Why would I not go? Like,
Just so in awe.
Yeah,
Californians are here.
I know. I was like, I like to travel. Like, come on. Like, why would I not do this? Like, I'm fucking 22. Like, let me live my life and let me have fun. And they're like, no, like, I respect that. But like, it's just, they're just such in awe. And because I don't know if like they travel for festivals or.
I was actually about to bring that up too. It's just like, surprisingly, a lot of people don't travel.
No.
Like generally speaking, in this country, a lot of people don't travel.
Including
It's just so
us.
expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean that's the thing. Like, I know we want to. It is expensive, absolutely. But like,
We'll send, man.
we go to another festival somewhere else. They're gonna be like, really?
Yeah.
How
Really?
hot
Came
was
here?
it though? I'm curious to know how hot it was.
It was, first day it was raining and humid. Second day.
That's the worst combo.
It's the worst. We were so scared. I think Holly was down for it. With Jan and I, we were like, we were so paranoid of raving in the rain because one, of getting sick, but two, of just feeling all musty and dirty. Sticky. But it was fine. The second day was actually worse because we got there earlier the second day and the heat like really got to us. We were laying down for maybe like 3 hours of the festival. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, because it was hot
It's
as
been
fuck
so hot
here.
this
Yeah.
week.
It was like consistently like
Oh,
100
yeah.
or over.
Yeah.
I think yesterday was
Here?
105.
Yeah,
Yesterday
it's
was
been
whole-
so
a
hot.
heat wave.
We had
that.
like there was warnings. There was
Yeah.
literally heat wave
It was
warnings.
105
Extreme
yesterday.
heats and whatnot. It
Oh my
should
God.
not be 90 degrees at 2 a.m. when you're trying to go
Yeah.
to sleep.
It's very true.
Luckily,
That's how hot it
we
was.
were in Irvine. It was 95 there, but it,
Must be done.
You were in the valley, right?
Wait, before I forget though, did you take a lot of pictures when you're at Illfest?
Yeah, well, Jen had a friend who's a photographer there. So like she got a couple
Nice.
photos.
Yeah,
And
if
then,
we can, I'd say like let's
Insert the
insert some
photos.
photos because
Oh.
I'm kind of curious on what those other
like the
other
art?
ravers look like and
Okay.
some of the
Yeah.
artwork because like you've seen those jokes about like European raves like Tomorrowland and then you see that one American raver who's in her like
In
get
the
up,
full rave
everyone's
gear.
in clothing and it's like what?
only if we get the picture of Brin when she hit her head. Which,
Oh
by
my
the way,
God.
do you want to explain what?
Yeah, do you want-
that is
do
the
you wanna
last
talk
thing
about
before we move
that?
on to our weekend? But what you do?
If you guys can see a little bit close, she has like a little bump in her head.
it got better, to be honest. I took a nap.
took
I
a
just
boo-boo.
needed sleep, to be honest. But basically, what happened? It was a mosh pit, of course. First mosh pit of the night, and it was during Slander, and I think it was Holly and I that started it. And we were just like, should we do a mosh pit? And we were like, yeah, let's do it. Start pushing people around, and it was all men in that mosh pit, 6 feet men, and the bitch who fucking hit me was Holly.
Just a bunch of Larrys.
And it was, wait, hold on.
The fact
hold
that
on.
it was Holly.
Yeah, dude, because she wears Invisaligns, so her teeth hit my head, and when the mosh pit's over, she was like, "Brin, you're bleeding," and I'm like, "Holly, you're over exaggerating. I'm not bleeding." She was like, "Yeah, like look," and I was like, "It's not that bad, Holly. Like you're over exaggerating. Relax." And she's like, "No, like look at it." And next thing you know, like when I get back to the hotel, it's bruised.
You know what's funny is I'm not surprised because Countdown, Holly, she gets so aggressive, she knocked out her own tooth.
She was actually sober, to be honest, during this time. She was a little bit drunk, but she gets aggressive.
I'm just glad it wasn't your eye because one of my best friends has gotten her eye, same thing, in a mosh pit. And for like 2 weeks, her eye was like half shut. So,
Ooh.
yeah.
Be
Kinda
careful
scary.
at mosh pits.
Yeah.
No, go
Seriously.
crazy.
It's
Start
crazy.
the mosh pits.
I'm always
Bring face gear.
No.
I'm always a believer of like if you're gonna get in a mosh pit and body someone, you pick them up. You make sure everyone gets
Oh no,
back.
Yes.
of course.
Oh my God. I remember
Yeah.
my first hard summer. Dude, during Sullivan King set, that mosh pit went so hard. Someone knocked someone over, became unconscious.
Oh my god.
It was so bad.
scary.
Yeah, be careful,
So
guys.
be careful.
Be careful, but also go crazy.
Go crazy.
yeah.
Have you guys heard of like I think it's like the mosh ref or whatever?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
He's
was
my
me.
favorite.
Yes.
No, he goes to festivals in like a referee's outfit or like referees, and he goes to mosh pits to make sure it stays safe. Like
Yeah.
he makes sure
Cool.
everyone's going hard.
Props to you, man.
Speaking
like-
of that, so what is mosh pit etiquette? Like, what do you think should happen in mosh pits?
I'll let them answer first because I actually have a really good answer for this.
I would just say rule of thumb, someone falls, you pick them up. Someone drops something, you stop real quick. Like I dropped my pashmina in my glasses in the
Yeah.
mosh pit. And I was like, guys, I dropped my pashmina. And then some guy was like, wait, guys, she dropped her pashmina. She dropped her glasses. Everyone stopped, picked them up.
Yeah.
And then we kept going again.
That's
Because
cool.
like every because I love going to mosh pits. I'm like a short little girl, okay? But I love going in them because they're so fun. So
Right.
every time I'm in it, like all you tell like all the guys are like being careful, but you see me just like, yeah, let's go.
That's Brin too.
Yeah. But just be mindful
Yeah.
of your surroundings, have fun, but
Yeah.
pick them up if they fall. Stuff.
And in case anybody didn't know what a mosh pit was, it's literally you're at a festival, show, concert, what have you. People literally open up a little area, like maybe like, I don't know, like 10 feet of room. And everyone just starts going ham, like, flying around, moving.
Pushing each other,
Exactly.
yeah.
My personal etiquette is you don't punch anyone. You don't use your elbows. You don't use your knees. The goal isn't to hurt anybody. It's just to like throw your body weight around and just like have a good time. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And then
Yeah.
obviously if someone falls, you help them up. No one wants to like get hurt.
Also respect people that are on the outside of the pit that don't want to be in, that are just
Yes,
watching.
yeah.
'Cause that's me.
The amount
I'm not
of
a big
times-
mosh pitter, so
Oh, and if you are on the outer rim, be that protective circle area for people. Like for example, like say we're in a mosh pit right now and I'm on the end and people are in front of me. When they come up, I push them back in so that people behind me and to the sides don't get hurt or
Yeah.
get pushed.
Yes.
Because they're not expecting it. Like
for example, too, when I don't, be in the mosh pits, the rave guys in my group, they're always going like this to like
Protect
everyone
the
else. Just
girls.
protect
Yeah.
protect your fam, okay?
Yeah.
When it comes to this stuff,
Yeah.
make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah.
Everyone always thinks it's to be aggressive. It's not.
No.
Like we're all just trying to have
Just
a good
have fun.
time.
Unless you're starting them. If you don't know how to start a mosh pit, literally you just go up to someone and you go, "Do you want to start a mosh pit?" And then they'll be like, "Yeah," and I'll be like, "Okay, then push me." Yeah.
You want to start a mosh pit?
No, yeah, let's go.
No, you gotta do it
Yeah.
right. Like,
Yes. No, for
do you
real.
wanna- do you want to just start a mosh pit with me?
Some guy came up to me. He was like, "Oh my gosh, Wavybrin." I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's your name?" And he was like, I forgot what it was. My name is Nick. And I was like, "Bet, like, nice to meet you." He was like, "You want to start a mosh pit? I saw you moshing earlier." And I was like, "Fucking push me, dude." He was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Fucking push me." Fucking push me so hard. He didn't even hesitate. Pushed me so fucking hard. He was waiting for that moment for sure. And then mosh pit started.
He's gonna go home to all his friends and be like, "Dude, I fucking pushed Wavybrin."
No, he knows Grayson. He ended up being Grayson's friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he took Jan and I home.
Shout out G-Zoom.
No, for real. So pretty dope. Start
Nice.
mosh pits.
Awesome.
Love that.
Well, it sounds like you had a fantastic weekend. We had a little bit of a simpy weekend at Nurko.
Why simpy?
Oh, yeah.
Why were you guys simping?
Last minute
No,
full
just because it's
send.
simpy music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or more simpy music, you know,
Okay.
some
Yeah.
melodic dubstep.
You guys have been
kinda.
sipping recently, the
We
past 2 weeks.
have. What is wrong with us? Are we okay?
I've been simpy since I was like 18. I don't know what you guys are
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah, it's just
Probably
a part
before
of
that.
life.
I kind of forced Devin and Nan to go with me to Narco.
You didn't have to
Well,
force.
That's cute.
Well, Saint was going too, so I'm like in Saint loves his simpy
oh.
music.
Let's be
so-
real. We were all kind of like North Coast. The lineup for North
We were
Coast was
having
just
FOMO.
the lineup was so good.
Yeah.
I just didn't even check, so I didn't even have FOMO. It's strategic.
Strategic planning.
Just don't look at the lineup.
For real. No videos. You see a video, exit out.
But
Real
to be
quick.
fair, I also don't look at the lineup anymore pretty much until like the day of the festival. And that
Smart.
includes festivals that I go to now. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
Sometimes lineups are the reason why I want to go to a festival.
Yeah.
Agree.
I don't know. I've
Do you
always just gone for the vibes, and my friends, there are always artists that I want to see, of
Mhm.
course. But I think at the end of the day, what's more important to me is just being with my friends.
Like I get that. I
Wow.
definitely get that for sure. But
Well,
it's-
I mean, the music too. I
What is
don't mean to
simp?
discount like the, I don't mean to like discredit the music and the artists and
Discount.
everything. Yeah, sorry, that was not the correct word. but I like for me, it's always been more important. Like my group has always been more important to me, just
Mhm.
because like I feel in my experience that's always been kind of like the determining factor of the amount of fun that I have.
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
I will agree with that. I will agree
Who
with
you
that.
surround yourself with too. Yeah.
100%. I will say this. I've been EDC 3 times, and the first time was with not a great group, and it was the worst experience of my life. Absolutely the worst experience of my life. Second time, I honestly can't even remember most of the artists I saw because I was just vibing with my friends. I was like the group we went with. It was just such
that
a-
was when we went to
Is that,
Exactly.
when, is that when I met you for the
that
first
is
time?
that is the
Well,
yeah.
not met you, but like raved with you. For the
Yeah,
first time.
exactly. I mean, no, that's also when we met because I hadn't started talking to you at all yet.
I met
'Cause
you.
You guys met on like Instagram or whatever.
Yes, I met you in October. I met you when we shot the escape,
Escape video.
Yeah.
Did we shoot the escape video before
We shot
I went
before
to EDC?
EDC. Yeah, because
Oh,
We talked about this in the last episode.
Oh,
How much sleep did you get, Nan?
not enough.
damn, she called you out.
Not enough.
2 hours sleep, Brin. Holding nothing back today.
Honestly, I feel more energetic when I have no sleep. I think it's like the end of my cycle is like full burst energy and then crash.
Yeah, it's the pre-workout.
It's called a power nap. She got a minimal amount of REM sleep. She's currently living on adrenaline. That's what it's called.
Facts.
Facts. Okay, so these are some questions that we got from our followers. So this is from Wonton. He said, is PLUR dead?
Absolutely not. I don't think it's dead at all. I think it's just not talked about like it was before.
Mhm.
Because I can speak on when I first started like raving back in like 2016. Everyone was saying it like a catchphrase, PLUR this, PLUR that.
Yeah.
Like, but then that like anything that gets talked about too much, there's always going to be haters who make you feel uncomfortable. Like, oh, you're not PLUR if you have to talk about it type of vibe. But that being said, there's such a huge community of people coming in now who don't know that, and we're not talking about it. We're not bringing it up. Like, yeah, we trade candy, but people don't actually know that the symbols. It's like peace, love, unity, and then the respect being the candy trade.
for those that don't know what PLUR is, it basically stands for peace, love, unity, and respect. It's just a motto that the community goes by. We take it as like our life motto when it comes to everything. What does PLUR mean to you guys?
Well, I want to comment real quick on the original question of like, is PLUR dead? I mean, I think I actually see the question in a different way. So I see like how is the community now versus how it was before? And I do think I don't think PLUR is dead. I do think that it's being like a little bit more taken for granted.
Yeah.
Because I don't think a lot of people are actually practicing.
It's not talked about that much anymore.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, I agree with the fact that it's not being talked about and the fact that it's not being practiced. No one's spreading PLUR anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It exists. Yeah. It's still alive. Like, for example, it's in you, me, her, a lot of our friends and whatnot, but it's not being spread.
Well, I think also too, it's like a lot of people will just say it, but they're not actually embodying it or practicing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, our little situation on Twitter. we don't have to talk about this in detail, but I mean, just like, for example, like there are just people out there who would rather shit on like people. I mean, we just happen to be the ones this time, but like it goes for everyone else too. Like, I mean, people will just shit on other people, especially in the community. And then like, these are the same people who are like going to the festivals and like saying PLUR and like doing stuff. And it's like, are you actually being PLUR? You know,
Mm-hmm.
like check yourself.
No, they contradict themselves for sure.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but like there is a large population of people who go to festivals solely for getting fucked up. They only see it as a giant party. They don't see it as anything more than that. It's not about community. It's not about love. It's not about the unity, respect, and the peace, all that. It's just about, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go get fucked up on this front. You know, like, it's just,
and there's nothing wrong with that, but like you have to respect like it's like you have to respect the principles that were like built as like
the foundation.
the foundation that was built as a like baseline for the EDM and the rave community specifically.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Have a good time. Get fucked up. Do what you
does
want.
it mean to be PLUR?
Respect those around you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that you're meeting, respect them and be nice to them and don't be rude to them. Period. We're all there for the same reason, to listen to the music, to be with their friends. And I feel like we're meeting a new person. Like, there's no need to be rude. There's no need to like not want to be nice to them.
Yeah. Take care of each other too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what a lot of people get wrapped up in is things like the way that they see life and their perspective. But like, what you should realize is going to festivals and raves is that, you know, you're going to something that like everyone like the community keeps an open mind for everything, right? And so you want to go in with an open mind. You don't want to like be closed off to all the different perspectives of other people, because then you're only going to prefer those things. And I feel like that's what leads a lot of those people astray, is that they're so in their own like way of life that they just don't see anyone else's way of life as okay. And I think a lot of people in the community, the majority of people that go to raves do kind of get the open perspective and they do respect other people, but there are still some people, a small handful of people who don't. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's an important thing. Just respect others and treat them the way that you want to be treated, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also a lot of new ravers out there that just don't understand the community. And again, it goes by like there's not spreading PLUR, so they don't even understand like how to act a specific way, or they don't get it. But that's because they don't know. And it's not like it's not their fault. And there's not enough information out there when it comes to like raves. It's still a small community.
Yeah.
So the new ravers that do come in, like there's not much. That's why like when the videos that we post, like they actually look at those as informational value.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like for me too, PLUR is, forget about the acronym that it is for a second. It's a concept of like a good energy, a good vibe. Like, when I go, I'm not thinking, oh yeah, how can I be peaceful, loving, and respectful, and like unity with everybody around me? No, I'm just going and like, cool. I'm just going to have this energy that's open and accepting, and automatically, if you can be opening and accepting, like what you were talking about, peace, love, unity, and respect all comes right with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys. Keep the PLUR going, okay? What's any other questions that we
and
have?
then the second question.
I actually had a thought that I wanted to say one more thing if I can.
Sure.
Go ahead.
When it comes to PLUR, Do you guys know if PLUR is an Americanized thing?
Oh,
Yes,
for sure.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's why American raves are hated on like crazy.
The amount of comments that I get from your sorry, but I'm
She's
going
not.
to not sorry, but the amount of comments that, you know, not just me, but like all of my friends, from European ravers, what are you guys doing? Like, why are you guys like dressing like that? Why are you you guys are acting like children, wearing those bracelets and dressing like that? Like, what is this PLUR? You guys don't know what real raves are. Or we're just like,
It's literally this is the thing I said before about like they're stuck in their own world of like what that is. You know, you gotta be respectful of other people's perspective.
Yeah.
Of it.
It's also different parts of the world too. So like we Americans, we just like to over exaggerate a lot of things, which is nothing wrong with it.
it's not like we're going
having
around
fun.
hating on Europeans saying like, you guys.
It's like expression.
Yeah, it's self-expression, literally, and that's the way we want to self-express. But a lot of people
that's
just see it as
okay.
weird. They see it as weird, as cringe.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
We're not bothering anybody.
No, exactly. We're like in our own moment.
I feel like it goes back to like they just don't understand, because I've gotten questions. So the content that I make is like, you know, rave dad content. I've had so many people be like, what's a rave dad? What's a rave mom? Like they don't have some of these characters that we have, like like, you know, taking care of your friends.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not saying it's because they don't. I'm just saying like they don't have a specific like.
Just different terms.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have the rave mom or the rave dad, the wook, the what have you, like they do over there, or like they do here. Over there, it's just, I guess, like in a way, and this is a guess here, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, like raves over there in Europe is just a concert. It's like the equivalent of a concert.
Because they don't dress up like we do. They just go in normal clothes. So I feel like sometimes when Americans go to European festivals, we stand out because we're like in full on rave gear.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it just boils down to like you could relate this just to culture in general.
Yeah.
Like different cultures have different customs, you know, and just because like one culture does it differently than another doesn't make it wrong for either of those things. That's just how that culture was raised. That's just their tradition.
I just don't understand why we get so much hate for it.
Yeah, I would say because a lot of people who are out of the country, they grew up on EDM versus like us. We kind of grew up on hip hop. We grew up and then we slowly migrated our way into EDM. Whereas when you grow up with EDM, like you don't see it as such a unique thing. It's like, oh, it's just music. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to a concert and see music. Like I made a video on it and I had a lot of comments telling me like that's why, because it's like we grew up on it. Like there's nothing special about it.
That's a really good. That's a really great way of putting it. Like I'm thinking about it now. It's like I feel like festivals, raves. It's like embodiment for American raves. I feel like it's an embodiment of a personality. It's an embodiment of self-expression, an embodiment of like going back to our earlier topic, PLUR, where again, this is just music.
It's just normal. It's normal for them.
This is my everyday.
Yeah.
Some food for thought.
PLUR.
So what were those other questions?
And then the other question that Wonton has was, are you guys going to Lost in Dreams and who are you excited to see?
Yes.
Yes, we are going to Lost in Dreams.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like,
so excited.
We need a squad pick for sure.
Dude, for sure.
We don't have one.
I'm really, really excited for Lost in Dreams because this will be my first Lost in Dreams, and it's melodic dubstep is my top tier favorite like genre. Like yes, I'm
me hanging. It's fine.
No. I got you.
I want one.
Air 5.
Like, don't get me wrong, dubstep top favorite for sure. But when you can add in melodic like vibes and energy, I grew up in a pop punk era, so like giving me that some lyrics it makes me happy.
Yeah,
makes me happy.
I'm most excited to see
Simp. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
I'm most excited to see Crystal Skies again because I fucking love Crystal Skies, but also smaller artists like Awakened and If Found. And also Hello World. I'm very, very excited.
Again, haven't really looked at the lineup since it first came out, so I'm just excited.
I'm excited for Kayvon because Kayvon released a new Pashmina. And every time there's so the way I work is when I see a lineup, I look at the days and I see which Pashmina that I have for the artist that's on the lineup so I can wear it. If I have no Pashmina on the lineup, time to get a new Pashmina. So Kayvon has a new Pashmina for his new album. I'm not promoting it, but I love you, Kayvon. But I'm excited for Kayvon because I'm going to be wearing that Pashmina. And practicing flowing to Kayvon. Yeah. And it's my first Lost in Dreams. I did not even know that festival existed.
It just started last year.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's fresh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not dumb. But
I think I'm most excited for Kayvon as well. I haven't seen Kayvon live yet, unless I have and I
Set
didn't
the
know
Sky.
it.
We have.
Well, and Set the Sky. But okay, yeah, that's
We
Yeah,
saw
he was at Set the Sky.
Kayvon. We also saw Kayvon at Countdown with Larry and Chove.
that. Yes, you're right. I've seen
He was at
Kayvon
Countdown?
before, but like
Where was
from-
I?
You were not with us.
For
I think
me-
you were trying to make it to that stage, and then I don't think you made it, or
I
you were in
don't
VIP.
I
one
don't
of those.
remember this countdown, to be honest. It's not on that.
For me, when it comes to like artists and whatnot, like until I look you up on my own time, I'm not like, oh my god, super excited. Like I'll enjoy your music when I'm at a festival or a show, but like you, I'm also there for the vibes with my friends and whatnot. So I'm only half paying attention to the music.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy being able to like sit down at home or in my car or whatever and like really pay attention to all the different layers of a song and a track and a full album. So
Same.
until I like listen to an artist, I won't be like, oh my god, I'm really seeing them today.
Yeah. That's why I like to just be surprised. Day of, I'm like, oh, look at so-and-so's playing. I really want to see them.
Have you guys like ever discovered a new artist at a festival? Like you didn't even try to see them, or
Oh,
you
yeah.
didn't even know you
All
were
the
gonna
time.
see them, and then like you see them and you're like, whoa, and then you look them up,
All
and then
the
now
time.
like
Yeah.
they're your favorite fucking set to see.
All the time.
Mine, well, Ben Nicky's been around for a long time, but when I just randomly came across his set at EDC, I had so much fun. The hardstyle vibes, I love it.
You know,
Okay.
I think Larry also talked about Ben Nicky before. He was
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
It's
such
same
a
thing.
fun set.
Found him and he was like, dude, this guy fucks.
Yeah.
So Tough, So Cute. I saw them yesterday. Did not even try to see
Wait,
them.
who?
So they're called So Tough, So Cute. They're literally two hot like bitches, and I think they're dating. But
Oh, I think I've heard of them.
they're so cute, and like they perform on stage. They act all sexy, but like they have one track out on Spotify, and they had like a good time slot too. But their entire set was a mix of like old music with drum and bass, and then some like
Ooh.
bass house.
I like it
I was
already.
going crazy, and then I tried to find a set online. They don't have anything online yet.
Oh, so
So
they're
weird.
still like new-ish.
Yeah, I was gonna DM them and ask if I could like get a link to like one of their sets, because like drum and bass. They performed at EDC, to be honest, but drum and bass kind of cool.
I'm a big drum and bass head, so I love that already. I was literally listening to Faint, Coven, and Muzzy on the way here. Song they did. I'm a big Faint fan. Been watching Faint or listening to Faint since high school.
Whoa!
So I know
Back
I
in the
really want him
day.
to come perform here, but he's a UK producer, so I think he performs a lot over there.
In high school, what year was that?
2011, 2012.
I was 12 years old.
We've been over this.
I know. I love saying it all the time. Sorry.
How old was I? I think I was
You were probably freshman.
12, 13, yeah,
You're
freshman.
probably
Oh my
freshman.
goodness.
Yeah.
I have a question just because we were on the topic of like European and then like European ravers or DJs, ravers, whatever. Is there an artist that doesn't ever perform here that you wish would just come here? Like a European raver who doesn't come to the States, or an East Coast DJ that just doesn't come to California? Like
Faint. No,
surprise.
I mean, like I know Martin Garrix doesn't perform
Yes.
here a lot. He
I'm
performs
so
in the
excited to
UK.
see him at Escape.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Orlando and Escape, you guys.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see Martin Garrix again.
Laserface.
So this is from William Gates. He asked, what do you think about Modestep's tweet about EDM influencers ruining the culture? So basically, Modestep tweeted, EDM influencers are destroying the culture. What do you
Makes
guys
me-
think about that?
Makes me kind of sad because I know Modestep. I've met him and he's a really nice guy. And I'm pretty sure when I met him, he knew I made content too. So
To be fair,
not taking it
Wait, is he a
personally.
big? Is he a
but-
big DJ?
Yeah, he's a DJ for Disciple.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if he's
Yeah.
a big DJ, let me just say, I had met a smaller DJ at Illfest. His name's Prosecute. And I had put one of his songs in my playlist, and he had DM'd me. He thanked me for putting the song in his playlist because it boosted him. And then he was at Illfest, didn't know he was going to be there. He saw me from the crowd. He waved to me. He came up to me. And the first thing he had said, he was like, dude, thank you, for putting my song on your playlist. Because I just want you to know that we smaller DJs, we respect your content
Yeah.
creators, because you have so much value in bringing us up and getting our music out there. So
Yeah.
he's a big DJ and he's saying that. He's not that he's spoiled, but like, yeah, he worked for what he has. But a lot of smaller artists don't have that privilege
Yeah.
of getting their music out there.
Because I've gotten a message from Fairlane. He thanked me for like boosting up his
Yeah,
streams on
dude.
Spotify. They love it.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'd like to play devil's advocate and kind of defend Modestep here. I'm sure he's not like hating on the pauses that we do bring.
Mhm.
He's probably just thinking about the negatives. And like, I personally don't fully understand. I know we've all talked about this before,
Yeah.
but it's just like, because we do have that power of influence, we do bring in a lot of new people into the rave culture, the EDM culture, and this goes back to our earlier topic with PLUR. It's bringing a very large amount of people into raving, because for a lot of people it's supposed to be like that magical getaway.
Yeah.
And now it's like become mainstream, and then there's just so many contrarian people who are just like, I just don't want to be a part of the mainstream thing.
Yeah, but why
Yeah.
should we gatekeep it? You know, like
We
Yeah.
shouldn't. We
no,
absolutely should not.
exactly.
I just feel like then it's our job to teach the new people about PLUR
Of
and the
course.
culture.
Yeah.
Just tell them what we're about, basically,
Mhm.
and teach them like there is something here that you have to accept and you have to be a part of if you're going to be with us. It's not a clicky, but we're not a
Yeah,
clique.
you can only be
Well,
in the
yeah,
club
yeah.
if you're.
You can't sit with us.
Sit with us.
Well,
But-
there's a lot of pros and cons to it, because
Yeah.
then there are like creators out there who just promote like nothing but drugs, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, it gives a bad. You're a comedic value though, like, and you're making comedic skits. You know, like you're not like.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've only ever made content off of my experience and my perspective of like what
Yeah.
I've been through in the
Yeah.
community, and relating to this, a lot of other people. That's probably where a lot of other people are coming from too when they say
Yeah.
that EDM creators are ruining the community and everything. It's because it's different from their perspective of what the community is and means to them, right?
What do you think about when people say, "Oh, all you ever do is make videos about,
About rapes?
no, about substances,
About pre-workout?
yeah, about pre-workout."
Pre-workout?
Yeah, so like I know we always get like comments saying, "Oh, why are you? Thanks for like to always talking about it," and like it's just
Yeah. So the way that I see that is, I mean, first off, I stopped like responding to comments like that just because it never gets anywhere. People are going to have their own opinions about what they think is right and what isn't right. Again, I only ever make content off of my own experiences. Obviously, I'm not an angel. I've done stuff, but if I didn't make content on that or things that I thought was funny in the rave community, that would be doing myself, in my opinion, that would be doing myself a disservice, because it wouldn't feel authentic to me and my experiences.
I'm gonna actually hop off on that thought too. It's just like the content I choose to make, everything I want to make is about being genuine, being authentic, being real and relatable, So yeah, it's a big, not a big part, but a portion of the rave culture is going to have a good time, taking pre-workout. And, there's going to be people who are going to be upset about that, but it's just like, I'm not going to pretend that's not a part of it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
Like it is a part of it. If I didn't, that'd just be lying to everybody. It's like, it's all sunshine and rainbows. It's not always.
It's not.
Yeah.
And no hate also to like creators that do decide to only like to take that route and like not talk about those things. Again, everything is based off of like your experience, your perspective,
Exactly.
Yeah.
what you want to do. When I make videos like that, I'm not speaking for everyone in the community, And I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up, is they immediately think that. They
Yeah.
immediately think that like I'm just assuming that like everyone else is doing this, or like I'm trying to influence other people to do this too. Like I know it's like you have to take an extra step to get there and to have like the maturity to know like, oh, you take this video that like has however many views with a grain of salt, but like it's just my experience.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
making fun of my own experience.
because I also got a comment saying, how we talked about in the first episode about like being sober and stuff. We got a lot of comments saying that we were judgy on our part.
No, not at all.
And then I got a comment saying, well, you should know that pre-workout's it's integrated in our culture. So you shouldn't judge people for doing that. We weren't. It's just a matter of fact that like, yes, we do get anxiety sometimes, because I've had an instance at EDC where someone literally was facing down on the floor and they weren't moving. Medics had to come up to that guy, give him the Narcan, and he still wasn't moving. So
Yeah.
yes, I do get anxiety because I'm worried about the people.
Yeah.
You can't expect us to ignore everything that happens around us.
Yeah, you can't discredit her experience, just like you can't discredit
Yeah.
my experience or Nand's or Brin's. It's like, and also like let's also not forget here too that it goes both ways. Like we literally get comments on both sides of the spectrum. Or
Yeah.
like, why are you promoting pre-workout? And then we say the opposite. And then someone is like, well, pre-workout's ingrained in our, culture. It's
Make
like,
it make sense.
yeah, it's like nothing
Tell me
we
how to make it
ever,
make sense.
yeah.
It's like every time we talk about one thing, we're like, they always judge us. And then we talk about the opposite of like the other side and they judge us. It's like, where do we stand? What do we do?
Yeah,
So-
I mean, well, I think like we should take all the comments with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Again, like most important thing at the end of the day is like we are being authentic to
Mhm.
ourselves,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and I don't think like there's no need to like get all worked up about it and everything.
Yeah.
Again, everyone's gonna have their own opinions about stuff. I mean, you literally look at my Facebook reel comments. Like I don't even look at them anymore because there are literally people talking, like literally people arguing about the difference between cracked out, like between someone on. I'm not even going to mention them.
Yeah.
People are arguing over the definition of cracked out. It's like, what?
So just
Yeah.
just to iterate all of that, like we're not judging. Like
Yeah.
do what you want, be safe, have a good time, and like don't discredit other people's experiences. Because like just my quick story, I get anxiety too whenever I go to a festival and like there's too many people not doing okay because.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I want to take care of my friends. I choose to like be what we call a rave dad or rave mom or whatever. Where
What is a rave dad, rave mom?
it's the person in the group who wants to take care of everyone. Like, they're the one in the group always trying to make sure everyone's hydrated, everyone's like not overheating, giving everyone what they need, and also like giving them some stimulation so that they're like feeling good and that their pre-workout is making them tumble in a pleasant way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not too dry.
But like I've had to go to the medical tent, not for myself, but I've had to take friends to the medical tent. And the things that I saw in there, I don't wish anyone to ever have to see that because it's actually terrifying. It's actually terrifying
Yeah.
to see people
I believe
strapped down to a table, like full cross-eyed, screaming, like freaking out that someone's coming to get them. And like I was sober. Okay, I was drinking, but I was sober and I was like, I can't.
Yeah. So
It's tough.
yeah, we can't help but feeling that way because if it's around us,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's not like you could ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The goal is to make sure that no one has to go there. But if someone needs to go there, we're going to take them there, make sure everyone's safe, go home.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
Yeah. So the other part of this question is being an EDM rave influencer inherently bringing people into the community who come for the wrong reasons, don't understand PLUR, or the social dynamic of raves, as well as instigating violence?
I'm sorry, say that all one more time. That was a lot.
It was a lot. Okay. Is being an EDM rave influencer inherently bringing people into the community who come for the wrong reasons, don't understand PLUR, or the social dynamic of raves, as well as instigating violence?
How do you guys feel like it would instigate violence?
I don't know if it instigate violence. That's the only
How
one I
so?
Yeah,
can't fully agree
right?
with. Like,
It's a good topic to talk about, but in terms of instigating violence, I don't see it that way.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I think in response to all of that, anyone that is coming into the community like from our content or from seeing like a video on TikTok about raving or whatever, don't base your entire experience or what you should do off of like
Ours.
one or two TikTok videos that you see from us. We've been doing this for a while. Like the first thing I always say to anyone that is new at raving is do your research.
Mhm.
Talk to friends that have been to festivals, that have been to events. And yeah, don't take anything that like any EDM creator or any creator in general, like says on the internet, like don't take that for like, it's
How it is.
how
Yeah.
it is,
I mean, it's like, it's 15 seconds. It's
Yeah.
15 seconds.
Everything
Yeah.
we post just based on our own experience
Yeah.
and what we went through.
And none of us can show you the years of raving,
yeah.
the things we've learned.
Mhm.
Let's be honest, some of the shitty things we've probably done,
Yeah.
the lessons we've had to learn, good and bad,
Mhm.
can't show all of that in 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And basically, when it comes to like this whole pre-workout thing, test your stuff.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
please.
Rave safe.
Yeah.
You can
Check
do
the
it.
description.
Yeah.
We will put like,
I'll put the
website.
Umbrella Project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
link
Yeah,
in
especially if you go out of state
in the
too.
description.
Lots of
Yeah.
bad experiences out of state and getting things from out there because like you don't know. It's different out there.
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
you barely know the people too. So it's like do you trust them? Do you not? Always test your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raving safe is probably like, I would say the one rule like throughout that will always apply first.
Hey, this is what I said in first episode. Work hard, play hard, but play safe. Or wait, or was it work hard, play harder, but play safe?
They're both the same to me.
And then what do you think about people going into festivals for the wrong reasons?
Those reasons being what?
Yeah, I was about to say
Escapism.
Okay, I can. First of all, escapism is something it's a term in psychology where people choose to do something to like escape all their problems. They just don't want to think about anything, so they find the thing. And you can find escapism in anything, like drinking, going to parties, clubs, even a relationship. Like escapism can be seen in any way, shape, or form. So that being said, in my mind, I don't think escapism is bad, but when you take it too far, when you take it way too far, where the rest of your life is just completely
your hair is
miserable now.
falling out. Sorry.
When the rest of your life becomes completely miserable because now you can only see happiness and joy in that one one place of escapism
Instead of facing your problems head on. Which is something, obviously, everyone in the scene is adults, and
everyone's got their baggage.
Being adult is hard, and it's a process, and I understand that people want to go into raves because they want to escape that. But then when they're out of it and they're back to reality, they're suddenly like, oh, I can't wait to the next festival because I don't want to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
That kind of causes depression in a sense.
Yeah.
That's what people call post-rape depression.
It's almost like an addiction.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it becomes
Post-rape
a
depression.
cycle.
It's a very toxic cycle.
Yeah. And again, we're not hating on escapism. Like, to each their own. Like, it is a very normal thing to be, like, work super hard or live. Maybe you have circumstances in your life that you're like, you know what? I need this escape. I need this little positive outlet. Totally okay. But I can speak at least for myself. And you know what? I'm gonna speak for the rest of them too.
Yeah.
Like, we want you to be happy all the time in your own life. And that takes growth. That takes taking care of yourself. So you're just like, you know what? I get to go and like do my thing, have my life. And then I also get to go to a rave because it's an elevation. It's an elevation of the life I'm living instead of, oh, this is my only joy.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, because from my experience when I first started raving, I was in this really deep hole of wanting to go to raves because it was the only happiness I had. And that's what was toxic, because I was like, oh, that's only my only source of happiness. My own life wasn't happy. I was like depressed as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I started to grow up and then realize like I can't depend on that my whole life, because eventually like, I'm going to slow down from festivals. It's not going to be my life. I need to get my shit together. So
you should always have multiple sources of happiness. Just
Exactly.
like multiple sources of income, multiple sources of everything is a really fucking good thing.
Mental health first, guys.
Yeah.
Take
Welcome
care of
to
yourself.
the therapeutic session that we're having. Find happiness and joy in yourself, not in others or in festivals or in money or in jobs. Find it in yourself, and then you'll always be happy.
Yes, self-love is everything.
And I think this is a really good thing, especially for the younger ravers out there, because I know when I was a younger raver, I didn't really think about a lot of those things until I grew up. And as Mickie said, being an adult is hard,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of struggles that a lot of people are going through. Everyone has their own baggage. So prioritize your mental health first and reward yourself. Everyone deserves to have fun. Everyone deserves to have a break from their life, but don't use raving as your main way of escape, as your main way of, your only source of happiness. Have multiple sources of happiness. Invest in multiple sources. It just wouldn't
Invest
serve
in
you.
yourself.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't serve you to have raving be your only form of happiness, because, well, let's be real, it's expensive.
It is very,
It is
very
expensive. That's true. That's another.
Yeah.
It's a good reason. I'm sorry. I'm looking at your sock right now, and I can see a giant hole in the side of your hand.
Yeah.
So just to make things a little bit lighter, what's the craziest thing you guys ever seen at a rave?
Well, we kind of went over this in the last one, didn't we?
Yeah. But since you just came from a festival,
What's the craziest
did you
thing
see
just saw?
anything crazy?
Let me think.
Probably the white pearly gates after you hit your head, huh?
The what a who? Come again? Wait, say it again. Wait, what?
The pearly white gates, because you hit your head so hard you had a near-death experience.
Oh no, I think the tarantula was probably my near-death experience. No, I'm used to getting hit and pushing, and I kind of like it. So it's like when I it's like, yeah.
I don't know why you're surprised. This is what Brin talks like this all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get a lot of my aggression in like the heavy dubstep music and going hard and going crazy. But I don't think there's really anything that crazy. It's just more unique how they had fucking real artists that were painting.
I love that.
Yeah.
You know, Coachella does that too.
Yeah,
Really?
at
They
the
do.
Do Loud.
Well, I don't know if they do like live artists, but
No, they do.
have.
I was
oh,
there
they
at
do?
Coachella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah. I mean, I know they have like really like they have these giant like art monuments and everything, art pieces
Yeah.
that they bring in that are new each year.
Yeah.
And so I've always thought that's really cool. I know a lot of people hate on Coachella, especially in the raving community, but I will say Coachella, I mean, yeah, it's for a more general audience across, different genres of music, like hip hop and indie and stuff like that. But I will say that like one of the really cool things about Coachella is that they have that, and it is an arts and music festival.
Okeechobee,
Ooh.
arts and
Oh,
music
yeah, I've heard of that
festival,
too, yeah.
through and through. Like that, like if we could go to Okeechobee in February, guys, like March.
Isn't it 4 days too?
It's 4 days.
I don't know if I could do 4 days, but
No, trust me, you could do 4 days at this.
I could, but I'm gonna pay for it after.
Surprisingly, I don't think you will.
Ooh. So
There's morning yoga.
Yes, I know. I fucking love yoga. Oh my God. Sorry.
All right. Well, we'll try Okeechobee this year. Next year.
Yeah, maybe
I think we
you could fall in love at Okeechobee.
Oh.
It is an arts and
Speaking
music festival.
of falling in love, I have a pressing question for all of you. What would you say is the proper way to approach a Rave Bae at a festival, or just someone you find attractive?
What's a Rave Bae? For the people who don't know, what is a Rave Bae?
So a Rave Bae is someone that you link with at a festival who maybe you have an attraction to them or whatever, and it's kind of like they're your
Date.
date for the night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I actually look at it slightly different.
What do you see as a rave bae?
So I mean, everyone knows what a bae is, before anyone else.
Yeah.
So the idea of a rave bae is like this does go back into the whole escapism mindset and whatnot. It's just like this is the person that they're your full on relationship. Like it's not like, oh yeah, we're flirting. No. Like for this night, for the duration of this night, you are essentially my partner, and obviously with respect and consent and boundaries and whatnot. Enjoy.
You're in E-love.
That was a very,
absolutely.
No, yeah,
Absolutely.
I have such a different take on it, to be honest.
I just want to say that was a very Nand way to describe a Rave Bae. I was just going for the general definition.
So what would you describe E-love as?
Would I describe E-Love as?
Yeah, what would you guys describe E-love
You mean
as?
pre-workout love?
Pre-workout love, yes.
P-Love.
P-love.
I was like just falling in love with that person in the moment because of how
Just your surroundings.
How you feel.
because of how you
The
feel.
vibes.
Your feelings are more intense than usual, so that's
'Cause
why
you're just
you
being
feel
present.
love. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to like you're going to like your primal self of just like, I'm just going to go with the emotion I'm feeling right now
Yeah.
and not feel judged for it.
Yeah.
Just responding to feelings. Like I'm big on emotions. Emotions are long lasting.
They're heightened.
Well, emotions are long lasting things in our brains.
Yeah.
Feelings are fleeting. But when you're having a Rave Bae moment, when you're like, it's that in that moment of like, you're feeling this type of way and being able to respond to it because, well, we're all feeling this E-Love Rave Bae moment.
Okay. So wait, going back to the original question though, like what would you guys say is the appropriate way to approach someone if you were interested in them at a festival?
As a girl, maybe if like a guy just like compliments my outfit or like, I like your vibe. Do you want to dance?
Mm-hmm.
Consent.
Consent.
Please consent.
Please do not touch me
Yes.
without telling me.
Do not touch me.
Absolutely.
Like, do not come behind me and grab me. Don't do it. Consent. But as a guy, how would
Well, I mean, I would definitely say across the board, it's definitely it's not as common for girls to approach the guys at
Yeah.
festivals.
It'd be appreciated.
But it does-
It'd be appreciated.
But it does-
definitely
They
be
should. They
appreciated.
fucking
It
should.
does
Girls,
happen.
come on.
Yeah.
It does happen. Actually, I will go. So EDC last year in October, I had 2 different girls come up to me at different times that night. I'm not trying to flex or anything, okay, guys? So, but like, no, but like they were different like ways that they like did it. There was like a right way and a wrong way, like clearly.
Ooh.
So the first one that did, I forgot where we were at. It was earlier in the night, but we were at the circuit grounds, and I like kept making eyes with this girl, and I think someone in her group like knew who we were or something, and he came up to me first, and then they were talking to like some of the other people in our group, and then right before they left, she came up to me and she was just like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know, like, you're really handsome." And then I said, "Oh, thank you so much. Like, I think you're really cute." And then that was it. And then they were going to like their own thing, and we were staying there, so it didn't go any further than that. Then later, I think it was the next day. We were also at circuit grounds, and I think you were with me when this happened.
Probably.
But I'm
usually your main Rave Bae.
That's true, and is.
Duh.
Hey.
Oh, but Brin.
We didn't know you yet.
We're
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's true. We didn't meet until the third day.
Okay.
So,
yeah. The throuple didn't start until recently.
So we were at the circuit grounds sign, and we were just like I think we were waiting for the rest of our group to get to us. And there I was like standing there, and I had my shirt off because it was kind of hot. And there was
he just wanted to flex.
And I remember I like looked back to see if like I could find our group, and there was this girl who was standing like not too far from us, and she was just like kind of staring at me. And I noticed her staring at me, and like I kind of acknowledged that like I saw her, and then I just turned back, and then I was kind of just like doing my thing, and then I looked back again, and she was right behind me.
So scary.
And she was, and I'm just like this, and she goes, "Hi."
Oh my God.
And I'm like, "Hey," and she's just like, "You're cute." And I was like, "Thanks." And she's like, "You want to dance?" And I'm like, "No, I'm okay, thank you." Like, I mean, and the thing was like she actually was like kind of cute. It was just kind of weird, like the way that she
a weird approach.
did it.
Yeah.
It was just I think that's like what took me aback a little bit. And so I think also just like respecting like boundaries and reading body language.
Yeah.
That's super important.
I was about to say, like, knowing how to read the room, how to read the body language, share an energy. Like, the way I go about it, I'm not looking for a Rave Bae, but like, if someone's headbanging, having a good time, just vibing to the energy, the music's good, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just vibe and energy. And if there happens to be like a connection between two people, like, or even a group of people where there's just like a vibe of energy, go for it. That's in my mind, that's my way of asking for consent. If you're willing to like vibe with me, well, then that means you're cool with me coming to at least get closer. Like, again, I'm not here to touch you. I'm here to break my fucking neck.
Yeah.
And also off of that, like if you see someone like headbanging and having a good time and like they're in their own world, like don't go up and tap them and like ask them like they want to, they like let them until
dude.
They're kind of like chilled out.
This happened to me.
Just headbang with them. Like, more than likely they'll be cool with you like headbanging.
Yeah, wait till you make eye contact with them and then.
No, like when I forgot what fest I was at Beyond. I think it was Narco back to back Crystal Skies. I had my patch on. I was vibing by myself. This guy who was on pre-workout comes up to me and he scared me because he just like popped out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, you want to dance?" And I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you.
Textbook Chad.
Yeah, no. But then he actually looks at me and he's like, "You make those TikToks?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Okay." And then he runs away. He just ran away after I just said, "Yeah."
You got nervous.
I know. I felt bad.
You definitely got nervous.
I love making people nervous.
No.
Power move.
It's her bread and butter.
Yeah. And honestly, tracing back, I think us females, we should really approach anyone we fucking want. If we see someone on the floor, if you want something, go fucking get it. Like, straight up. Like, don't be scared. Like, away. Let me.
Nan's like,
I'm moving.
in his head, Nan's like, yes.
No, here. I'm gonna teach you girls how to approach a guy at a festival. I'm gonna put this pashmina on you.
Oh, okay.
So what I do, I only approach people with
All she's letting us know right now is like,
if you
girls get whatever they want.
If you want it, yeah, you could get whatever you want. Fuck yeah. So let's say a guy has a pashmina or a girl has a pashmina. I'll just go up to them and be like, I love your pashmina. You look so cute in your pashmina. They'll be like, thank you. And I'll just ask them. I was like, where did you get this pashmina from? Ask them a little question.
I have a girlfriend.
Oh.
Oh, okay, no worries. Is she here tonight? No.
Does she want to join us?
No, exactly. He'll be like, yes. I'll be like, well, are you guys like open to like can I meet her? Are you guys open? And
Such a Brin thing.
And then he'll be like, no, and I'll be like, okay,
I didn't say no.
Oh, she's not like, where's she at?
He's flustered.
He's so
you got him
flustered.
flustered.
Are you gonna get a drink at the bar? Let me get you guys a drink. I'll get you both a drink. I got you guys. Yeah, you gotta be because I like girls too, so you have to be the man sometimes, like straight up. But like, and then I'll read the fucking room, and then if they vibe, and I'll be like, you want to dance? And then they'll dance, and then they start throwing my fucking ass back, and then they're always like, I've never granted before to dubstep. I'm like, welcome to the new world.
It's possible.
Yeah, dude. Like that's my signature. I think we should all fucking grind to dubstep.
Love it. I love it.
Put that on a poster.
grind to dubstep. Yes.
It's the new thing.
Yeah. Rave Bae, man.
Yeah, I think across the board, like read body language, read the vibes, and be respectful.
Yeah.
Yes, respect.
Don't forget the R in PLUR. Respect.
On the topic of respect, brings me to a pashmina thought. Un momento, por favor.
Uh-oh.
On the thought of respect, I understand this shit's annoying. I'm not a fan clacker, but I have a friend who is, and every time like she clacks her fan and someone like turns around and like looks at her type of way, I go clack the shit harder. Because one, they're far away. Like that the man who's
Break
like,
your fan.
yeah, like literally break your fan, do your thing. Because I could see her, she's like having fun. She's like she's not hurting anyone. There's no one around her. This man's like a couple feet away, giving her the dirty ass look, and then he's like tapping his friends, and like they try to be rude to you. If we're all about PLUR and respect, yes, you could be annoyed by it, and you could say something if it's in your fucking ear, if it's if it's hurting you, if it's like I don't know how to fucking word it, but if someone is clacking their fan and they're not even in your vicinity, like why would you be rude to them? Why would you approach it in a rude and disrespectful way? And the internet, I feel like, makes such a big deal about it in the sense of like, fuck fan clackers, or like they shouldn't exist. And it's like, to the point of it being annoying, yes, I get it, but also PLUR,
Yeah.
PLUR question mark?
I feel like, to play the devil's advocate, I feel like people hate and are annoyed by it because sometimes they're overstimulated. So the noise of it is constantly annoying, and sometimes it's offbeat. Because like when you're trying to like enjoy the music and just be like in your own space, and like you want the whole like Zen moment, and then you suddenly hear that shit, people get irritated.
It's also from, because before fan clacking, it was whistles.
And the
Yeah, the whoopsie-whoops.
It's more so like just people. Well, first of all, people who are just way too aggressive on the internet. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, they're just always gonna be overly aggressive. But people also like, they pay like $300-$400 to listen to this artist, and then having like someone offbeat whistle or offbeat
but also that person paid the same amount of money to fucking get into the festival.
No, absolutely,
They paid the same amount of money.
absolutely. But again, like, at least do it on beat.
Well, I think
No, yeah, I agree.
I think
And there's a good balance too. I feel like there should be a good balance of like, don't fucking clack your fan the whole time. But if
Oh
you're
my
doing
God.
it,
That's the problem.
There are
That's the
some
problem.
people who
That's
freaking
the
do that the
problem.
whole
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
set.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
just
the
like,
problem.
dude,
Yeah.
can you like shut up for a bit? This is my song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shut up.
That's
Yeah,
the problem.
I see
I
that.
have no issues with fan clackers. I really don't. Like, it's a cool sound, but like if it's constant throughout the entirety of this set
Just
or
be
this song,
mindful.
yeah.
moderation. Everything
Moderation.
In
Yeah.
Everything
Everything
in
is
moderation.
I think it boils down again to like it's like different people's perspective of what is enjoyable to them at the
Yeah.
festival. So some people that's not enjoyable. right?
Mhm.
And like I had a moment, I think it was with you. Every time I'm like, I'm like kind of ambivalent to fan clackers, but I do agree that it does get annoying when it's constant or it's when it's right next to you. Yeah, I do think that's kind of annoying.
Because it's sometimes overstimulating. Like you're just like,
yeah, exactly. But I will say, I mean, as someone who like, you know, brings fans to festivals every time, like I've definitely clacked it like a couple times, and I remember like the feeling, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fun. Like, yeah, I'm just like, I'm just like, I can see why people like doing it, but again, at the same time, like you still have to, everything in moderation, and you should still try to respect people around you. Yeah. And so again, like it's fine. Like I think it's fine if you do it a little bit, like whatever, you know, on a drop. Sometimes it's hype, like, you know, but don't do it the whole time. Definitely do it on beat. Like
yeah, and it's just funny because sometimes you get the comments being like, but then you love us when you want the fan and you're hot, huh? So do you want it or not?
And then people argue.
Two different things.
Yeah, people argue like the reason for
purposes.
the fan.
Yeah. But if you don't want it, just go to the up to the person respectfully and feel like, hey, can you please like not do that? Like right now, you can do it. Just like, can you like bring it here?
I just think you shouldn't be mean about it and approach it in an aggressive way because it rubs people the wrong way. And sometimes people are literally just having fun. And they could be off a fucking bean and just like having fun, and like you'll ruin their vibe. Like I get it, they ruined yours, but they're not aware. Like in that moment, sometimes they're really not aware.
They can't read your mind.
No, like they don't know who likes a fan clack and who doesn't. Like at the end of the day, it's a fucking sound. Like
So there's no right or wrong, just moderation.
Yeah. I mean, that's the tip. That's the tip of the night. The tip of the day is just like being aware of everything.
Yeah. To all my fan clackers out there, I mean, if you really want to care that much and like moderate it, right after you clack your fan, maybe go and fan some people.
That's a good balance.
There you go.
Speaking of like little tips that like, you know, tip to be aware. Little rave dad moment that I want to ask you guys is like, what is a tip that you would give someone going into the festival? Like, what's the first thing you'd want someone to do, or the first thing like in your personal mindset? Was the first thing people should think or do once they walk into a festival for all the new ravers, since we talked about how we have so many new people coming in?
Well, this is kind of like easy, but fill up your hydro bag the first time you walk in. You need to stay hydrated. The first thing you should do is go to the bathroom, find a meetup spot, and then get your water.
Yeah, and a little tip too. If you go, if you're early and you like go to one of the drink stands, you can ask for a cup of ice. Put that in your hydro pack. It'll make your water taste 5 times better.
I actually have something to say on that because there are some girls out there who don't like to wear hydro packs. I'm that bitch. I don't like to wear a hydro pack. It ruins my outfit. I don't care. But buy waters. Like if you're gonna go full send, not wear a hydro pack, buy a water every half hour and have a water in your hand at all times.
Yeah, or just buy a couple, and then like if you have friends that are in your group who are like willing, maybe they have some extra space in their bag, just ask, hey, like can you hold onto this water for me or something. A lot of times the hydro packs have like cup holders too on the side too. So
I will actually extend on this tip because this is the tip I always give people is, I mean, granted you should probably bring your own electrolytes, but if you don't have your own electrolytes, first thing you could do, go to the medical tent and you can ask for electrolytes and they'll give you a little packet. And then for people like you who don't want to wear a hydro pack, you put that in your water bottle and now you have the amount of 3 waters already. So basically it'll make it so that like all the water that you drink stays in your system longer, so you don't have to pee right away.
Are those the liquid, like the liquid IVs?
Yeah, liquid IV is one of the brands.
Because those are good too, because they have more than just like, you know, water. It's like also
flavored.
Well, no, I mean, not just as flavored, but it has like nutrients in it too. So like sustainability throughout the festival, like that's smart, you know, like
especially if you're on pre-workout, just stay hydrated.
See, not even just pre-workout, like
in
just general, because these festivals are like 8 hours long. It's hot,
especially
these
during
water
summer.
Lines, these food lines, all these things, and like, you know, we're all young and having fun. We forget to drink water. We forget to eat. It's just getting overheated, and dehydration is like the number one issue in my opinion at these festivals.
I mean, that's how people have died literally at some of the festivals. So don't take hydration for granted, guys.
Yep. So yeah, that's your little tip of the day. Get them electrolytes when you walk in. and water, just all the above.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of being prepped for festivals, are you guys excited for Nocturnal? Which, by the way, by the time this recording gets released, it will probably Nocturnal will probably just have passed. But
I'm so excited. I'll be spending my birthday at Nocturnal. I'm also bringing 5 rave babies with me, so it's their first festival. 5.
Whoa.
Dang,
I'm so excited.
you're like really gonna be.
I'm gonna be rave mom mode, but it's gonna be a good
Give
time. I'm
Nand a
so
run for his
excited.
money.
Go to the House
Good.
of PLUR meetup.
Good, definitely. Please give me a run for my money, so I don't have to take care of so many people.
You know what I just thought of? I actually have a question too about like what, because I know a lot of people have been talking about like Glen Helen and Nocturnal. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who aren't in California, most of the SoCal events are at the NOS Center in San Bernardino. But Nocturnal, which is also in San Bernardino, is at the Glen Helen Amphitheater, which is more of like a park ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering like what you guys thought was like the difference between those, and like how like camping affects a festival. Like if a festival offers camping versus staying in an Airbnb.
I mean, Airbnbs are definitely more comfort for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I'm camping for the first time at Nocturnal and I'm terrified because I'm all about clean bathrooms.
Yeah, I don't
and-
like camping. It's just not a preference of mine.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of
mean,
scary.
if you want to go to Okeechobee,
Yeah. I will definitely say, like, as someone who camped at Coachella 3 years in a row, it is a full experience, but there are definitely a lot of things I think with staying in an Airbnb or at a friend's place that just make that overall a more pleasant experience.
Mhm.
But I will say that I do feel genuinely like you get the full experience when you camp.
Mhm.
Especially with Coachella. Like, I mean, you it's literally a tailgate like before the festival, and we would literally play, like we would like all have our campsites next to each other, and we would like rent couches and stuff, and like have a grill and all that, and we like set up a table and play beer die for hours before we went into the festival. Sometimes we'd even miss an artist because we were just like
Having so much fun.
having so much fun at our
Yeah.
campsite. So
I really do think that like the festivals that are worth camping at, not EDC, honestly, not EDC, is the ones that are like in a forest. Like you're out in nature, like Base Canyon's
The
one where you kind of have no
gorge.
choice.
yeah, or like
Okeechobee.
a wide fields
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
something.
Okeechobee's a city. Like it's in the middle of nowhere
Yeah.
in Okeechobee. And then there's like Electric Forest, like all the ones where
Lightning
like
in a bottle.
Exactly. I think those are the ones that anyone should camp at. Personally,
Yeah.
I have not camped at all of them, only at Okeechobee, and it was by far the best experience of
Mhm.
my life, albeit also the most disgusting experience of my life. It is.
You're
I'm in a
scaring
tent.
me.
I'm sweaty. It's gross.
You're
There's,
scaring me now.
Oh no.
I'm scared.
Nah, don't be scared. I feel like
Don't be scared.
I feel like camping on a Nocturnal would be
I'm gonna
fun.
walk
Oh,
to
yeah,
Jesse and Dustin's house and I'm going.
the perk,
Shout out Jesse and Dustin.
See, the perk of Nocturnal, because I know this is like, you know, like EDC, you have to walk a pretty far distance just to get onto the EDC grounds.
Mm.
For Nocturnal,
It's literally right there.
it's literally right next. Like if I threw a football, it could probably land
yeah.
across.
Wow.
You
That's
see
how
the
close.
tents like
It's
when
next
you're
to each
walking
other.
in.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like there's security at like saying, "Do you have camping? You can't go in unless you also have a camping pass."
Yeah.
So in that case, is there stuff safe in like the tents at Nocturnal?
I mean, don't bring a laptop.
Yeah.
Should I bring
feel
a
like-
lock? for,
Bring a
like-
lock. Bring
yeah,
a lock.
absolutely. Bring a lock.
Bring a
Okay.
lock.
Yeah, or like with at Coachella, we would leave anything that was like super valuable in our cars, and we'd lock our cars because you can do car camping.
Good to know. Good camping tips, guys.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. But on the topic of tips, it's not a topic, but
So many tips.
I know Mickie had a question. So
If you guys want to leave a tip, you can leave a tip in our
oh yeah,
in our
no,
TikTok bio.
leave tips, guys. No, we want to hear about all your guys' experiences and tips
Yeah.
for what works for you guys going to festivals and raves.
But yeah, in terms of tips, like how do you prepare a new raver for a festival?
For a new raver, this is what I always do for sure. Make sure they're aware of the culture. Make sure they're aware that this is going to be pretty magical, but not in like a, you know, you're losing yourself kind of way. And also have fun, but you're not here to get fucked up.
Mhm.
Like, please don't rely on me to take care of you immediately. You know what I mean? Like I've definitely been there. I've had friends who, oh yeah, I'm going to get I'm gonna die. I die on Friday. I'm gonna like go super hard. I'm like, no. Like have fun, but don't like purposely try to get so messed up that I have to take care of you.
Yeah, you also want to remember the festival too. That's your first time.
It's your first time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like know what you're getting and explore. Oh my God, explore.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I always say that like, I think my piece of advice is make sure you go with a good group and a group that you trust. Because I know from my first time that I ever did pre-workout and I went to, you know, like an event, which happened to be at my college. I felt, I mean, I didn't really have that mindset of like, I'm going to go and get so messed up because I knew that I was going to be doing pre-workout for the first time. So I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was a little more on the like cautious side, but I will say like my one friend who, was kind of the one who like introduced a lot of that stuff to me. Shout out Manny. He, gave me everything I needed. And he was like, here, you're going to take this at this time, take this at this time. These are vitamins. You're going to take this the day before. Here's some melatonin. Take this after you're done. This is 5-HTP. You're going to take this the day after. Like it's up to the experienced people to make sure that while albeit like the rave baby shouldn't like want to feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and get fucked up and my friends are going to take care of me and I don't have to worry about anything. But it's up to you as the experienced raver to make sure that they have a good time and that they don't have to worry about like anything that might give them a bad trip or whatever. So,
yeah. I mean, that goes back to the original question of like, how would you prepare first timer? And that's a great way of preparing it. Like taking that responsibility on as yourself. Like, you know what? I'm the experienced one. I need to make sure, scratch that. I want to make sure that you're going to have a good time, that you're going to feel safe and be safe so that you can continue raving. You know,
yeah, you've already been through it. So like, you know, and you, if for a lot of those out there who like had, you know, their first time was like their best time, you know, it's like, you know how that feels.
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, go out of your way to make sure like they also feel that way.
Yeah. And ensure safety for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And plus you want to make them stay in the community because it's a great community.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So.
I would also say this to the first time ravers who are going to go solo and they don't have a group and all that is be present. Be present in everything that's happening. Like, the music, the vibe, don't stay in one spot for too long. Like, yeah, you might want to like stay at the stage for this artist, but like walk around, go check out all that there is to offer because it's not just like the one artist, the one stage. You could make friends, you could meet people, you could, you know, see some art exhibits, you can see all that is there. Again, all that is there to offer because these things they're festivals. It's not a concert. It's not a one-stop shop. It's a festival.
Yeah. Keep an open mind.
Yeah.
Keep an open mind for sure. And take your vitamins, guys.
Yeah.
Take vitamins.
Like real vitamins, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Like real vitamins.
No, yeah.
Like B12 and B6 and like all that stuff.
Those shits are important.
5-HTP after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I first started rolling, cut. When I first started taking pre-workout, my first rave.
I'll bleep it out.
Yeah. My first rave fam, they're from college and they were all like in Greek life and they had all raved before and it was like my first rave. And they literally they laid out baggies and they labeled each one of how many hours
Love that.
I should take before. Thank you, Jasmine, and thank you, Dom. Like, you guys are fucking amazing for helping me out with that because you guys showed me the world of like being safe with what I'm doing. So ever since then, I was always cautious, and that kept going. Now I'm always cautious when it comes to what I'm taking or how I'm preparing myself.
And she's the one who you know parties and tumbles harder than the rest of us. So like I said earlier, work hard, play harder. But play safe.
Yeah, I kind of just been out of control. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's like I just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. But like, you should give a fuck. I just like to go crazy a little bit sometimes, and like
do as she says, not as she does.
Yeah. I like to live my life on the edge a little bit too much. Just because sometimes I'm bored and I just want to find something new and fresh.
What? Did you just say I live on the edge because I'm bored?
I like
such
things,
a Brin thing to
I
say.
like things to be new at all times. Like, I like to like surprise myself with different things. So it's like, let me try something new this time. I'm sorry. I'm 22. I'm sorry. That's my excuse.
I'm 22.
It's actually kind of a valid excuse. But yeah, guys, be safe, really. And like, if it is your first time raving, like I think again, going back to the whole group thing and making sure you're with a group that you trust, and you know, good people. Like a big reason for that is so that you know you're in good hands, and you know, we all want you to have a good time. So
Feel free to leave a comment in the your questions or comments in the comment section below if you want us to like really go in on how to be safe. Really go in full detail of how to be safe going to a rave. If it's your first time, if you're going with by yourself or with a group or whatever. Because again, like it's just better if everyone has a good time and goes home safe.
Yeah, we'll literally go over our individual regiments for you.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah. Like each of us has our own way of like taking care of ourselves and the people around us.
Yeah.
That way you could like learn your routine to how to take care of yourself and also take care of the people around you guys.
Because everyone's different. Everyone's body reacts differently to self-care.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, we are actually out of time now.
Wait, before you continue. Sorry, I just had a thought. It's so funny to make me think about that though, because that means like raving and going as hard as we do, that's self-care. Being a raver is self-care.
Self-care.
Perspective.
And that's why we're friends.
Guys, it's been really fun. We do have to go now. We've reached our time limit, but as I've always said, please, if you liked the episode, subscribe, like the video, comment, engage with it.
Why are you saying it in such a seductive voice?
Because we're doing ASMR and we're trying to seduct everyone.
I don't know. I just got off of being sick and my voice has been a little raspier, and I'm kind
but like
of
you're holding
embracing
the
it.
mic and
He's
you're just doing
like-
this thing with your eyes where you're just like, hey, thank you for
Subscribe to the channel if you like the I'm Peaking podcast.
Someone's a little lonely at home right now.
Whoa. I am fine on my own. Thank you.
All right, bet.
do us a
no, but,
special favor
Okay,
and
I'm
follow.
lonely too.
Guys, this room is closed today.
Is it?
The community room is closed. There was a sign on the door.
She literally booked.
Oh, I booked it.
No, honey, the office is closed today.
Oh, my apologies. I booked
Okay.
it, so I assume, but we'll get out right now.
Okay, let's leave. Let's
So
pack up and
sorry,
leave.
Because the police are on their way. Because
Wait,
the
what?
alarm just went off. Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sorry.
Like it just went off now?
How did you get in? Curious.
The keys.
Yeah, that front door.
It had a sign on it that said the community room was closed. So how did you come in?
Hey guys, so future editor Devin here. As you guys heard or saw, the clip got cut short because we got kicked out of the podcast room yet again by the cops this time. Just kidding, it was not by the cops. But we did get kicked out of the podcast room, so I'm just coming on here real quick to say thank you for watching or listening to the episode. Please tune in next week. We will be having a very special guest. He's your favorite 6-foot Asian gym bro. If you know who that is, you know, and if you don't, then you'll find out. But yeah, if you like the video, please like it and comment below. If you have any topics you want us to go over, we do read a lot of the comments. So please don't hesitate to give us your thoughts and opinions on the pod. We always appreciate and love any and all feedback. But yeah, other than that, we will see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.